just love their free deliveries. Next day shipping available.
We love Amazon Primate.
Don't forget to use the affiliate code AmazonPrimate.com/drunkmonkeys. And now, back to the show.
Oh my gosh, it seems to be getting like quite belligerent. My goodness. Dr. Tan, what is going on?
Yes, this is typical of a drunk monkey.
Oh my gosh. What are we doing these days?
In order to treat the drunk monkey syndrome, what actually needs to happen is heavy, severe sedation, for one. And then we have to bring a lot of liquids, because the problem is that he is extremely dehydrated, which is why he's making all of these crazy noises. His brain is not functioning properly. So if anyone out there, anyone at all, has any liquid, please bring them up now.
Oh my
Otherwise, we're
goodness.
going to lose this patient. He's going to die.
Oh my goodness, this is quite scary, and we really appreciate you taking the time. Oh my gosh. Dr. Tan, we're going to take it away now. Thanks so much. Please join us next week when we'll be at the Mid-Atlantic Podcast Conference. And hopefully this will be all taken care of. Thanks again to Blueberry Media Hosting for sponsoring us.
What's that?
Words. What are the words?
Oh, the words. Oh, sorry. You got it?
Yeah. Our words were drunk, severe, truth, liquid, primates, and heat stroke.
Awesome. All right, what's 11? Where's 11? All right. Come on up. There you go. Lights on. There you go. Reset. We can start in 3, 2, 1.
So apologies, but the farmer on the block, hi-ho, avocado farmer on the block.
Welcome to the Urban Oddfitters, a show dedicated to urban dwellers dwelling with all forms of critters.
Yes, thank you so much, Logan and Felicia. Welcome to all of you who are joining us today. You are joining us when we're introducing ourselves as 3 odd urban hipster farmers who are city dwellers, knowingly bringing farm animals and other wildlife into urban areas. Talk about a concrete jungle. So we're going to get started. Felicia, I wanted to ask you, one of your specialties is bringing something that might be considered dangerous in your neighborhood. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about it?
No, not at all. Listen, guys, you can do it. So in researching this, I found why you need to be a beekeeper. Just aside from like the local honey, and they say it has a lot of healing properties. You can use it in anything. It'll help you with your allergies. It's delicious. Don't even worry about the bees. The bees are your friends. Have you seen Bee Movie? I mean, they will help you out. They will not sue you. I mean, that's all done. But yeah, definitely. So in any case, do you know how long people have been keeping bees? It's like got a long history. Apparently it started back in Egypt. They were keeping bees then, they kept them in Greece. I mean, bees are totally our friends. So
I don't know though, Felicia. If I was your neighbor, do I have to wear one of those suits?
So they have protective
getting
suits,
stung.
but you know what one of your best defenses is against bees? Smoke.
So I need to be smoking.
So I would not suggest the cancer stick, but I would say that you can, I don't think your neighbors, if you took them honey, like instead of a cup of sugar, if you went next door,
That's the way
and
to
we're
do
like,
it.
hey guys, let's be friends, I brought you honey, like maybe, and we're gonna have recipes on the website, so visit urbanoddfitters.com/podcast, you can see like all of our latest recipes, but you can just maybe make one of the cakes, I have like some honey stuff that you can make, so be totally awesome. But yeah, so there's a lot of benefits to that. You don't have to worry about the bees coming to get you. But yeah, you definitely want to get into like the local honey. There's a fly coming out my face.
Are you sure that wasn't a bee? I think that was.
Maybe they heard me. Well, I don't know. Again, I want to reference.
Where's my suit?
Greatest movie of our time. Bees are your friends.
Well, thank you very much, Felicia. Logan, I know that you are a specialist in urban farming pests. Isn't that right?
That's right. Well, you know, one of the big issues with bees is mites. Mites will attack the bees. They will actually stay on the bees as many times, 42 days, a minimum. The bee will be their host, and they can actually stay for up to 56 days. Okay?
That's terrible.
So yeah, it's awful. So the best treatment available for that is remember the old strips you used to put up?
Yeah, the pest strips.
Mm-hmm. It's a treatment strip called Amatraz. It's actually the bee's knees. That's the slogan. But you leave that up for a good month and a half, and no more mites will get to your bees. And you know, one of the great things about bees and honey is that honey is one of the few things that never spoils. So, yeah.
It's brilliant. So, any trouble with raccoons or anything like that?
Well, you know, raccoons do, believe it or not, even though they are omnivores, they feast on bees. Okay? And yeah, absolutely, yeah. So they will eat the bees.
So is that an issue for you, Felicia? Do you have a problem with raccoons?
I really don't know if I like these raccoons. Now, are you going to tell me about raccoons? Because aside from them looking like tiny bandits, I don't know much about them.
Well, yeah, they do tend to look like a hamburger. But they are very adaptable, okay, and they can live in and around human beings. They are not afraid of human beings at all. So you need to keep them at bay as best as you can. There is no known treatment for the raccoons, nothing that keeps them away necessarily, but you do need to be wary of them.
Very informative. Thank you so much for both of your testimony. You know what? I don't even deal with bees or raccoons or anything like that. Goats probably. Is about the best I can do. So I just want to let everybody know, next week, join us when we are seeking those people who ceaselessly search for allowable spaces to bring a little bit of country to the city.
And remember, knowing is half the battle to being an urban outfitter.
So our words were raccoon, ceaseless, knowing, beekeeper, odd, and allowable.
Oh, it's on Twitter. You put the logo on Twitter?
I did. It's hand-drawn.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
It's Urban Outfitters. It's
Oh.
there.
It's like basically the Urban Outfitters.
It's there.
logo.
Hashtag not con.
But
Hashtag MockCon.
just to avoid getting
That's
confused.
it. All right. What number are we? Okay. Team number 2. Yeah, 2. 2. Woo, number 2. Wait, you're on the team?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I didn't know you weren't sitting.
Because there was no chair.
All right, ready?
Well, I can't stand here.
3, 2, 1.
I can get my team with that. Welcome to a typical day in the dog park. We open to the evil treehouse lair of Meowfra, the cynical feline-faced evil mastermind, as she taunts our hero, Corporal Canine, born to wealthy parents, brutally murdered by Meowfra's cruel trick of throwing a ball into the local river where they could not help but chase it and then drown. Corporal Canine has vowed to avenge their deaths. Although he is in current trouble, he is about to reveal his plot for revenge. I'm gonna give you a bath that you will never forget. No!
I'm going to bring you to your doom.
Slowly, Meowfra reveals why she hates dogs so much.
Because they stink. And they smell other people's butts. Why?
Corporal Canine then replies with why Meowfra has no business hating dogs.
Dogs are more useful than cats. They're useful to the police and to owners. And we like belly rubs. Who doesn't love giving the dogs belly rubs?
As you can tell, their hatred is palpable. could possibly happen? Well, we see Corporal K9's sidekick, Human Bacon Smell, coming. And perhaps she could be of some use. Come on, Fluffy. Time to go home. Let's go. Come down here, boy. Oh, I have to go. Bye. Corporal K9 scurries down the tree, and Meowfra exclaims,
Human people thing. Really my can again. Why?
This concludes today's episode of Typical Day in the Dog Park. Tune in next time when Meowfra gets a little too close to the bathtub, courtesy of Corporal K9. Today's episode is brought to you by BarkBox. And now we show the logo, right?
Yeah, it's up on all the socials.
It's on all the socials?
What socials?
Hashtag.
What's a social?
MapCon.
Whoa.
Wow.
It's because we don't mess around.
What's your words?
Oh, and there were.
What are our words?
Well, you don't have to drop that. Good acrobatics.
Yeah, I don't know. Come on. So I'm just going to say that we didn't use rum, and I think that should be forgiven. Agreed. All right, so yeah, privileged, heroic, cynic, healer, and deformer.
Wow.
Great job. All right. Team number 7.
It is up there, and then it's on Facebook Live right now. We're on Facebook Live.
We get a chance to post our logo, but we'll just show it to you here.
Take a picture. Post it.
It's on the show.
What's
It
that?
should be hashtag MapCon on Twitter.
Hashtag MapCon.
People are fast. People are fast. Guys.
Show it to Facebook Live here. All right, time.
Start over.
Ready?
Wait.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Gorilla Blunts. This is the show where we discuss and review different strains of medical marijuana and all the different ways it can solve a variety of ailments. With your hosts, Dr. Francesca and Dr. Day.
Welcome to the show, everyone. We're going to take a call from our first guest. His name is Zach, and he's going to talk to us about how impotence is really affecting him.
I just want to start with saying I'm really appreciative of your courage to come on the show today. Can you please share with all of us the impact of your erectile dysfunction?
Oh, God.
Take your time.
Well, I know this is a family show, but I have a floppy thing.
A what?
A floppy. A floppy.
Erectile dysfunction? Oh, yes. Yes.
Anyway, it's floppy. So, things haven't been going well for me. My work hasn't been standing up to par. My supervisor wants to fire me. My fiancée, she told me if I don't stiffen up my confidence, she's going to return my ring. I don't know what to do. I really don't.
That sounds really difficult. I'm really glad you're here today.
Oh, God.
Zach, let me ask you, have you ever looked into Gorilla Blunts' different strains of marijuana to help you with your floppy imagery?
Looked into what?
I mean, there's different strains like Blueberry Yum Yum, Ball Droppers, Fantasies Come Alive.
Well, I really don't have any high expectations for that. What will it do for me?
I heard that the strain Harambe is really good for it, but it could really help with your confidence, make you stand up to his feet.
Will it help me with this immense sadness that I'm feeling?
Of course. It's going to help all of those nice
fuzzy things in your brain come alive. See, it's an interesting thing. Cannabinoids have the ability to fix almost everything. And, you know, one of the things that happens is that the inside experience, your own mind game, really starts to get in the way. And so when you combine a substance that not only strengthens the internal system and helps balance hormones, but also soften the mind.
Oh, God.
I see that was probably a poor choice of words.
I think I'd be willing to give it a try. Yeah, I think I might be able to give it a try. What do you call it again?
Well, it's from Gorilla Blunts. Again, I like the one Harambe. It's the strongest. It's a good place to start, though it can be a little heavy on the sedation side when it first hits.
It's better than what I'm dealing with.
Thank you for listening to the show. For a free ebook on the 5 best strains to combat sadness, go to GorillaBlunts.com.
Oh, words are fire, blunt, sadness, gorilla, ring, and floppy.
All right, can I get team number 6 up here?
Got mics. All right, ready? In 3, 2, 1.
I guess we could just scoot out of the light.
Yeah, that's a great way to take bad pictures.
Thank you.
The Old Farts Therapy Council, giving you the ultimate formula to managing your life's choices. Old Farts! On today's show, we'll chat with Dr. Victoria Undersea about attachment order disorder in aging pets, or when the leash goes limp for good. Now, here's your host, Clay Groves.
Hey, wow, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It's very exciting to see you. I know as we get old, we deal with all kinds of stuff in life. And one of those problems is attachment disorder. As our pets get older and they start dying, we start feeling sadness, aggression, and we're here to give you that kind of the ultimate guide to dealing with all those feelings. So, with us today, we've got Dr. Dr. Undersea. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Clay, so much for having me.
Good. Before you start, I want to kind of direct you towards a recent study I saw that came out of Harvard.
Fake news alert, fake news alert. No Harvard studies allowed.
Came out of Yale. So, anyway, in this recent study, they were saying that one of the ways to deal with losing your pet is to institute a new formula of exercise and stretching that releases cortisol levels and raises testosterone and helps deal with that. Now, we have with us today also Brian. Brian is dealing with the recent loss of, what animal did you lose, Brian?
I think it was a dinosaur.
It was a dinosaur, yeah. It was just that dinosaur. And by the way, this is my daughter's. You can hold this blue dino.
Thank you.
Hashtag blue dino. And anyway, so Dr. Undersea, could you please help Brian with his problem?
Sure. You know, Clay, it's very true that when we're attached to our pets and they get older and they unfortunately pass away, over the rainbow is where they go. And so we can often need time to grieve and just be able to maybe sit with them, you know, wherever we bury them and even speak to them as if they're still there.
I don't understand all this stuff. I mean, you just need to stop it. I mean, there's no emotions here. You just need to stop it and get over it. I don't understand this.
Yeah, see, Clay, this is the problem. You know, that's the ultimate arrogant answer to an attachment that is often very dear to people. And often we see this kind of response in those...
Right. Well, let me stop you for a second. I need to counsel you a little bit in this area. I can see that you guys have an extra relationship outside of the podcast that may be leaking into here a little bit. Brian, can you tell me about pets you might have had as a child?
Well, you know, I mean, we had fish, but it didn't matter what I did, the fish always died. So we flushed them down the toilet, and they're under sea, and it's over. It's done. Nothing to be emotional about. It's just done.
Now, Now, Dr. Undersea, is there a formula you can give him to help him deal with this ultimate pain that he's really feeling here? Because I feel like you're angrier than just at your dinosaur or your dead fish.
Yeah, and I think that is. It's the formula. Often we see this kind of arrogant behavior, and I can speak to it because he's been my husband for 20 years and we have this fight often. But it's the arrogance that we see and that comes out, and usually it's a deeper rooted problem.
But I think people just need to stop it.
What grief are you not dealing with?
There is no grief.
Now, I can
There's no
see,
emotion. You just need to stop it.
Listen, as host of this show, it's my job to redirect you guys. I'm coming between you two. And I know that you two are feeling a very strong attachment to each other, but ultimately it's going to be very bad for your relationship. Dr. Undersea, could you please look at Brian and just tell him what he should be thinking right now about his dead dino? We have about 10 seconds.
Wow, the doctor has become the patient.
Yeah, well, I need help, and that's our job as Old Farts Therapy Council, is to help each other because no one else wants to be around us.
Yes, well, I think it's, well, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just confused by this man.
Yeah, so Brian,
There's a simple formula, just stop it.
So the ultimate, so just kind of bring it on home. What you're saying, Dr. Undersea, is the ultimate formula is to have separation between the two of you, allow time to go by, and then the attachment goes away, and then everything feels much better, right?
Thank you, Cole.
And that's all the time we have for today on the Old Farts Therapy Council. It's brought to you by Depends, for when your attachment disorder causes a wardrobe malfunction. Old Farts.
Our words were counsel, ultimate, arrogant, attachment, formula, and Undersea.
And this is also on social media too, but
I
hand drew it.
I did an analog of the Old Farts.
Number 10.
10.
That's one thing we do. And at the end, I'll just.
Ready?
Yeah. We're good?
3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Griefcast, where we bring you support and resources for families in crisis. I'm your host, Linton England.
And I'm Anthony Hayes. And if you guys are just tuning in, be sure to listen to last week's episode where we talked about estate planning. That is griefcast.com/55.
So today we have two phenomenal guests on deck. We've got Dave, who's dealing with a beloved family member who's really facing some crises at this particular moment. What's going on, Dave?
Whatever chemical is in the house, he's into. I don't know what sort of fabrication he's going to come up with next. First it was nip, and now, I think when I went to Podcast Movement, he took a direct line. He knocked over an entire jar of Greenie's cat treats. And I don't know, it's my cat Bernie. When I came home, look, judges, he was passed out on the desk completely. And I don't know what I want him to do. I mean, he's just getting worse and worse. He's doing crime, so my feline is a felon, and that's even hard to say. And I'm like, I just think I'm gonna come home one day, he's gonna be dead. And I don't know what to do.
Not to worry.
You could have just gotten a dog.
Shame on you.
Tisk. Fortunately, we got Laura here.
Yes.
Laura's a resident expert, and we love to bring the resident local experts here. Can you help Dave out here a little bit? I know that you do some work with the local funeral homes. What can you do, Laura?
Yes, Dave. So, with what Bernie's going through, he needs spirituality in his life. Does Bernie have a church home?
He actually is. He's a Catholic.
Come
on!
Well, you know, Father Joe at the parish around the corner, I'm sure could provide some support for Bernie's addiction issues. They have a 12-step group. And
Awesome.
if you need God forbid if the worst happens, they could help with. You could have a beautiful funeral there.
Do you think you would talk to Bernie?
I am sure of it.
He's not always a great listener, but we can try.
Well, if you maybe bring a little of the nip and just, let him ease into it.
We can do that. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you both being here. Anthony mentioned if you haven't listened to our previous podcast on estate planning, you want to make sure that you visit our website, briefcast.com/55. You can download any of the access any of the research that we talked about today on our website as well. And before we wind down the show, I just want to remind everyone, we know that the stages of grief are really painful, but we also know that laughter is healing. So be sure to tune into our next show.
And to avoid office next time, get a dog.
Make sure you tune in early, because people are dying to tune into our show. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you.
The words are chemical, fabrication, estate, jar, church, and direct.
Thank you. Number 9.
Number 9?
Promote that? We emailed it to Joe.
We're doing #NotCon.
Yes, our artwork. Oh, did you say that?
Our artwork's on social media.
Oh, the Hercules Emily. Hold on, ready? Ready? Oh. Ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Welcome to the Hurricane Animal Rescue Podcast, where we address dangerous situations around the country that have to do with domestic house pets. And today our motto is, bless their furry little hearts. So today we're going to be talking in a few minutes with, I'm going to be going live to Typhoon Tyrone, our weathercaster, who is on an island, Long Key Island right now, dealing with a lot of the weather. We'll check in a little bit to see how that's going. But also today we're going to be having as a special guest that I'll be interviewing, Queenie Pellegrini. Queenie, over here, I understand you are a corgi owner. And you're having some problems with your pet.
I'm sorry. Yes, unfortunately, our family had to evacuate. It was really crazy there. Our furry corgi, Shorty, he was dueling with an alligator the last time we left, and my heart's just beating for him. So we left for MAPCON, but I'm still worried about him. I don't know what's happened to Shorty.
And his name's Shorty Pellegrini. I'm going to be able to help you in just a few seconds because I've got a special guest on here today. This is the world-renowned Colonel Mitch Johnson. Colonel Johnson is known all over the world for taking care of dangerous threats to house pets.
Hi, how you doing? Yes, I also go by the call sign Lefty. We've been doing the animal rescue for hurricanes. The problem is with the dogs, they're left behind or they get away, they're scared, and the crocodiles come out and eat them.
Alligators?
Whatever. But anyhow, they come out, and then we go out and we try to get the dogs away from the crocodiles.
Alligator.
Whatever. Anyhow, what they do is there's a line you can call in 1-800-SAVE-FLUFFY. There might be more numbers than letters, but if you call that number, we'll send a team out and try to get your dog from the crocodile.
Alligator.
Whatever.
So before we talk, I hook you guys up to talk a little bit more about that. Let me go live now to Typhoon Tyrone, who is actually going to analyze the weather situation live from Long Key Island. Typhoon, can you hear me?
Yeah, Jimmy Underwear. I just don't understand why they need a weatherman on location for a podcast. I don't get it. My boss, Roger What Ails Me, told me that I could go on vacation to Florida for the weekend, and he sent me down here to what, Don Key, John Key, Joe Key, somebody's, huh? Where we at? All I know is raining cats and dogs down here. It's raining cats and dogs. In fact, I think some of the cats are being eaten by alligators.
Crocodiles.
Whatever. So, back to you, Johnny Underwear. I'm getting out of this mess.
Thank you, Tyrone, for that report. And I understand also because of the 6 to 7 foot storm surge.
It's a cat 7 out here, baby.
Yeah, a cat and a dog. And in addition to that, because of the storm surge, your dog in particular, Queen Teldring, is having a lot of problems because he's only about this tall.
Yes, he's only about that tall.
So I'm thinking here, if you could help her, can you counsel her for just a second a little bit about how Shorty can get out of the situation, particularly with the crocodiles?
It's time for a new dog. Sometimes you have to break the news.
It's got to cut to the chase.
It's got to cut to the chase.
Alligators,
Crocodiles,
whatever. Okay, thank you guys. Listen, this has been brought to you today by Google, iTunes, and Spreaker.
Spreaker.
Whatever. So our words were island, analyzed, currently, there's our theme song. Colonel, dueling between the crocodile and dog, furry, and heart.
So I believe 8 is the last one.
3.
We need to do 3. You guys will be last. 8. 8. Was there anyone after 3? All right, just making sure. Sorry. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Waste Not, Want Not. Are you conscious of all the ways that you can take advantage of the dual use of empty containers? The awful waste of materials must stop. Factories and corporations have to change. Remember that today's materials are tomorrow's products. My name is Pat Iyer, and I am the host of Waste Not, Want Not, and I brought with you today 3 experts to give you tips on how they can give you ideas on recycling materials and creating products and generating income. So my first guest today is Gina Matthew, who is going to be talking with us about bubble bags. Gina, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me. Bubble bags is a passion project. What we do is we take old bottles and bags and recycle them to make these amazing handcrafted bags. So we work with recyclers from all over the world who send us their waste products, their plastic bags, their bottles, and then we spin this special yarn out of it and make these gorgeous canvas bags.
You know, that's a wonderful idea because I know how many times we go into the store and people automatically hand us plastic bags, and then they accumulate and accumulate and accumulate. So if somebody wants to be part of your business, is there a way they can get those bags to you, or are there places where you pick bags up?
Yeah, so we actually work with recyclers, especially in developing countries, because as I was traveling, I noticed that a lot of these countries don't have ways of disposing of their bottles and bags, and it's a conscious way for us to be able to provide labor, and so that's really kind of our business model, is to work with recyclers in countries that don't have a way to get rid of their products.
Excellent, and thank you for sharing that tip. And also, I'd like to turn now to Teresa Randolph, who's going to be talking about another common product that we have in all of our closets, which is jeans.
Yes, thank you for having me. So my business is called Jean Theory, and I run a blog and also a podcast all about teaching people how to take their old jeans and make nice bags out of them, how to make pillows out of them, and you can even make things like bras and underwear, nice things to sleep in, anything that you can think of. It's really what I'm really passionate about.
Now, I know that the style has been to have all those holes cut in your knees, or you buy jeans that look like they're already partially destroyed.
Yeah.
What do you do with material like that?
Yeah, I think that those types of jeans, they're very fashionable nowadays, and I know they're also pretty expensive, and I think it's really a shame that, we can't just get a $5 pair of jeans at the Goodwill and make the same thing, and brands are really taking advantage of consumers. I just feel so passionate about sharing with other people how to save money and how to recycle and how to reuse items.
And is there any type of jean material that you have found that's been better to work with than others?
I would say probably the cheap Walmart version. That's probably the best one that I would go with. I think that's probably the best one that most people have the easy access to being able to find.
Excellent. So now you know what to do with your jeans that you can't fit into because you've gained weight and you no longer are the right size.
That's right. I know best.
And then I have with me Walter Randolph, who is an expert on how you can put together a planting scheme that will enable you to take advantage of biodegradable pots. Tell us about that, Walter.
I'll tell you a little bit about biopots. Basically, we use recycled cardboard with fertilizer, and you're able to make a pot out of it, which it has a biodegradable coating on the outside made from plants. So therefore, you can use it as a pot, or you can plant it.
And where would I be able to buy such a thing?
Amazon.
Amazon Primate, I think.
Yes.
But I'm curious, Walter, just imagine say you find it in the store and it's not delivered to you, and it's a rainstorm, and you're getting out of your car and it's deluging. I mean, what happens to the biodegradable pot in a rainstorm?
Since it has the plant waterproof coating, nothing. It only degrades when it's reaction with the soil underneath it.
And we know we don't want to put that pot in a plastic bag, right?
No.
That is right.
Right, so you should bring your canvas bags with you when you go
Absolutely.
shopping. Excellent.
From bubble bags.
From bubble bags, all right. Well, thank you for joining us for Waste Not, Want Not. Remember, today's materials are tomorrow's products.
Words.
The words were empty, conscious, awful, factory, corporation, and dual.
It was a random word generator. I didn't tip this in any direction.
Number 3.
All right, number 3. Where's number 3 at? Give it up for number 3. This is our final team. Huh? Do we miss anybody else? Just to check, every team has competed. There you go. Timer. That's cool. That's cool. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Kellogg's, your best choice in cereal. The best to you each morning. Has brought you Red Yogi Bear.
Yo, boo-boo, I want this ATR 2100.
Welcome to Omnivore on Fire. Hi to everyone in the non-fire nation. We're downcast today because you didn't do your part in preventing forest fires. We dream of the day when everyone will do their part to put out small and large forest fires. And here's your host today, the non-fire bear.
Hey everybody, let's get ready to put out our fires. Today we're going to be talking about 5 tips to prevent forest fires with our host fireman Bob and our other co-host fireman Joe. Now Joe, I'd like to start with you today, Joe. Now the other week, you were putting out a forest fire in Idaho when 3 of your other firemen died. You were all trying to make a campfire. The question is, what happened there and why did they die?
Well, we had a bunch of potatoes, but we had to sack them, and that was the end of the story.
Ooh, that's not good news.
Fireman Bob, how on earth can you keep warm in the middle of the night if you can't use a campfire?
Well, you know, I used to burn
burn a lot of campfires out where I live in the forest, but then I started to bring all my wood into the city. There was this crazy lady that had bees and she wanted smoke. So I bought all the wood there, but then I burned down 3 city blocks. So since I learned about preventing forest fires, I don't do that anymore.
Well, Fireman Joe, I gotta say, if you do need help getting wood, there's someone in the audience who can help you with that.
Exactly.
So, Fireman Joe, number 2, we're coming on Independence Day, and we don't know how to celebrate. How do you celebrate without starting a fire with fireworks?
Well, there's several great ways. You first of all don't have any fireworks with you, so you can do several great things. You can, of course. I just realized.
Fireman Bob, can you draw on his blank?
Yes, I see your blank and I raise you too. So if you don't have fireworks, you can use candles, or I know there's some people in the back of the room that really like glow sticks. They're really good for that.
For the mob.
So the third way that you can prevent forest fires is by making sure that you are not starting a fire in your backyard, Fireman Joe. You just recently scorched your children. How do you prevent doing that in the future?
Once again, I don't burn anything in my backyard again. Forest fires are bad. We don't like them. No forest fires. Now I just put all my leaves in the garbage disposal. My wife's not real happy with me, but that's what I do.
Fireman Bob, that's not good news.
Well, you certainly want to keep your wife happy while not burning down forest fires. Fireman Joe, do you have any thoughts about how to avoid creating forest fires with cigarettes? Of course, we all like to have fun with friends, but we can't go burning down the forest with our cigarettes.
You should never be burning down fires with cigarettes, but your friends are good unless they're a bunch of buttheads.
There you go, boo-boo. Make sure you got the butts.
You don't like butts. We're going to kick forest fires in the butts on this show. And our last way of taking care of forest fires is to ensure that we are not starting fires with vehicles. Fireman Joe, there was a time just last month when you were in Hawaii and you were in a vehicle that ended up falling over and going down the cliff. It blew up and it started a forest fire. How can we prevent such instances in the future?
Well, it's very easy. Next time your car goes off of a cliff, don't put a forest under it.
Common sense, folks, is what's going to take to avoid forest fires. Fireman Bob? Outro. All right, so.
Bobo! Cool, says it's time for the outro.
So, please visit nonfirenationbear.com where you can find the ultimate guide to putting out fires by making sure that you have your ultimate Bobo experience on a daily basis. Thank you for joining us. This has been On the Board on Fire.
What's your word?